Ayan, sige. So let's start the discussion. So we will continue the discussion about the structural theory. Now we're moving on problem number 11. Okay. So problem number 11, we have a fixed-ended beam carries a varying load from 0 from left to 25 kilonewton to the right. So when we say fixed-ended beam, so ganito yung class, no? Yan ang fixed-ended beam. So two supports are fixed, both ends, no, are fixed. Now, it is loaded with 25 kilonewton meter from zero to 25 kilonewton meter to the right, the support. Okay, so loaded siya. Now, the question here is determine the vertical reaction at the left support. So, let's say this is point A and this is point B. We are going to identify the vertical reaction at A and the moment at right support. So we are going to solve the moment at P. Anyway, meron din naman tong vertical reaction, By. Meron din tong moment. Take note that is a fixed support, no? Moment at P. Now to solve this, actually this is indeterminate beams. Again, no? Determinate beam lang kapag ka simply supported beam and a fixed or a cantilever beam. However, pag nagdagdag na tayo ng additional supports, tulad sa case na 'to, nagdagdag na tayo ng fix to the right side. So this is an already indeterminate beams. Okay, so we cannot solve this by just using equilibrium equations such as summation of forces, x, y, and summation of moments. So hindi natin siya masosolve basta-basta ng ganun. So what we are going to use here? So we are going to use the fixed end moments. So ito yung mga formula class, no? Moment at A, moment at B for different fixed end moments. Okay, moment at A is always counterclockwise. So we denote it as a negative. Pero if you don't want but that negative only indicates counterclockwise, no? So ito yung mga formula natin for fixed end moments, no? If we have a triangular load with varying load from higher intensity to a lower intensity, dun sa higher intensity class, that is WL squared over 20. Okay? Pag sa lower intensity naman is WL squared over 30. So sa problem natin, problem number 11, okay, since andito yung intensity na lower, yung moment at A natin, okay, is W L squared over maliit na intensity, 30. Okay? Sa moment naman sa B is over 20. Okay? So, unahin muna natin i-solve yan. Kasi pag meron tayong fixed-ended beam, yun yung unang-una natin na solve. Okay? So, yung mga sa fixed end muna, fixed end moments. Again, this is counterclockwise, no? So the W is 25 kilonewton per meter. So we substitute the W, and then the length is 5 meters. Substitute 5 squared over 30. Okay? So anong nakuha niyong answer? What is the value of moment at A? Okay, 125 over 6 kilonewton meter. Okay. Next, we solve moment at B. Okay, moment at B is equal to W L squared over 20. So we substitute. So 25 W L squared over 20. So the moment at B is equal to 1, 2, 5 over 4. Okay, knowing MA and MB, pwede na natin i-solve, okay, yung AY. Actually, we already solved the moment at the right support. Okay, ito na yun, 125 over 4. So, ito na yung answer natin, yung moment at the right support. This is your answer for number 2. Next is the vertical reaction at the left support. So, since nalaman na natin yung moment, that's the case that we can now use the equilibrium equation. Okay, so we can sum moment at point B or A, B na lang para makuha yung AY. Let's sum moment at B is equal to 0. So let's use clockwise as positive. Moment tayo sa B, given yung MA, nakuha na natin yung class, and that is always counterclockwise. Take note, that the moment at left fixed support is always counterclockwise. And that is 125 over 6. So negative, no, 125 over 6. Summing moment at B will cancel out BY. However, hindi makakancel yung moment at B mismo. So, plus natin yan. Moment at B is clockwise. That is 125 over 4. Okay? Then we have the AY plus AY times the distance of 5 meters. And then you have the triangular loop, okay, which is counterclockwise. So, about point B. Counterclockwise yan. So, yung resultant muna, 1/2 ng base times the height. Resultant pa lang yan, class. Okay, ang next natin is the distance. So, papuntang B, that is 1/3 of 5. And that is equal to 0. So, with that, makukuha na natin yung value ng AY. Okay, solve. AY is equal to 15.75 kilo newton. Okay? So, okay, that's the answer, no? So, just have to memorize, no, yung formula para mabilis, no, or i-solve. You have to be familiar with the following formulas. Okay. Actually, kahit ito lang, no, yung triangular, yung uniform, at saka yung concentrated load. Okay? Anyway, kahit di mo nakabisaduhin tong concentrated load sa gitna kasi parehas lang naman yan ng ito, no? So, kahit ito lang kabisaduhin nyo kasi ito yung mostly ng mga lumalabas eh. Concentrated load, uniformly distributed load, and then the triangular load. Tapos, mag-superposition ka na lang kung may trapezoid. No, if you have a rectangular and trapezoid and triangular no, na magkapatong, you just use superposition position pag yung dalawa na yun. Okay? So that's how we solve cantilever beams. Next is prop beam shortcuts. So previously we solved this problem. Okay? So sinolve natin yung prop beam. I believe ito yon, number 9. Okay? So that is problem number 9. Prop cantilever beam, 600 kilonewton per meter. But we have different approach here. So we use here a table of cantilevers for solving the table of cantilevers. This one. Okay? We isolate or by table of cantilevers and superposition, we isolate the uniform load and its concentrated load due to the reaction at the support. Now, we are going to consider different approach in solving the reactions at the support and the unknown reactions. So we are going to use this shortcut. Okay? So the fixed on moment, take note, no, we don't have moment at point B. So we only have moment at A. Now, how do we solve that? So to solve the moment at A, all you have to do is to get the fixed end moment, you are going to treat both sides of the supports as a fixed support, no? Then, take the moment of fixed end moment at A, then you just add the half, no, of the fixed end moment at B. You just add them. Okay? So, try natin i-solve to ulit. Iba pala to, no? I think this is, ayan, number 10 pala yan. Number 10. Okay? So, let's check if we are going to solve the same answer. Now, determine the reaction at the simple supported end. A simply supported end. So, let's draw the problem. We have prop beam. At sinabing prop, that is fixed at the other end, at the one end, and the other end is a roller support. Having a span of 20 meters and carries a triangular load which varies 10 kilonewton at the fixed and to 0 at the other support. So, triangular load, 0 sa support na to. And then, we have 10 kilonewton per meter sa left support. Okay? So, ganyan din yung figure natin, class, nung problem number 10. So, dapat makuha natin dito, class, 20 kilonewton meter. Determine the reaction of the simple support end. Okay, 20 kilonewton dapat. So, let's check. Okay. So, how do we apply that? Okay. So, ang gagawin natin, class, iti-treat natin siya as a fixed-ended beam. Both sides. Okay. Ngayon, kunin natin yung moment at A muna. Then, moment at B. Fixed-end moment sila, no? Okay. So, 10 kilonewton per meter. 20 meters. Iti-treat natin siya as a fixed support, no? And yun yung magiging final moment natin dito. Moment at A. Ganyan ang iti-treatment natin. Okay, so ito yung now, kunin lang natin yung moment at actual moment at A, no? So the fixed end moment at left support is W L squared over, so pag mas mataas yung intensity, class, is that over 20 or over 30? Okay? So tandaan nyo lang, pag mas mataas yung intensity, over, balikan natin, okay, over 20, mas mataas. Kasi if you have a higher intensity, you are expecting that you have a larger moment here at point A. Kaya mataas tong, mababa yung denominator. Tataas yung moment mo dyan, pag mababa yung denominator. Kung mataas yung denominator mo, bababa yung moment mo. So, pag mataas yung intensity, mababa yung denominator natin. Okay? So, over 20. Ngayon, i-add lang natin yung WL squared over 30. Kasi ito yung para sa moment at B. Pero, i-divide natin sa 2. Okay. So, that's how we solve, no? Yung actual moment, ito kasi fixed moment, tawag natin dyan. Fem at A. Fem at A. Fem at A. Ito naman, Fem at B. Ito naman, Fem at B. Okay? So now we substitute. W is 10. L is 20. Squared over 20. Then plus W is 10. L is 20. Squared over 30. But you divide this by 2. So the actual moment at A is equal to 166.667, no? Kilo Newton meter. Okay. And that is always counterclockwise, ha? Take note, ha? Pag nasa left, counterclockwise. We can now get the reaction here. Let's say that is dy. Okay, so just take moment at A to get the by. Okay, so let's have moment at A is equal to 0. So clockwise is positive. Summing moment at A will cancel yung AY. However, it will not cancel out the actual moment at A. So MA, dyan pa rin yan. Then yung BY is counterclockwise also, no? So negative BY times 20. Then you have a triangular load which will yield to a clockwise moment. So, plus 1/2 of 20 times 10. Okay, times the distance of going to A is 1/3 of 10. That is equal to 0. So you have already have the value of MA, no? That is 266. Let's substitute this with negative 266. Negative 266.667. Pwede na natin makuha yung value of BY. Okay? So that is equal to what? Mali pala, but 1/3 ng 20. 1/3 ng 20 yung distance, no? 1/3 of 20. Okay, so 19 point, almost, 20 na, no? Okay, 20 kilonewtons. Okay, 20 kilonewtons, which is same answer yan guys, with the answer previously, no, na sinolve natin using table of cantilevers. Okay, it's up to you kung anong gagamitin nyo, no, na solution. Okay, but of course, mas maganda kung familiar kayo sa dalawang technique na yan, class. Table cantilever and yung shortcut natin for prop B. Okay, just have to treat both sides as a fixed-ended. Calculate the fixed end moment at A, calculate the fixed end moment at B, but you have to divide this at 2 by 2 and then you add this to the fixed end moment at A. That is the actual moment at A. Okay? So, yun. So, next question. Um, okay. Inference line diagram. So we're now moving on with a different topic. So we're done with the deflections of the beam and how to solve the reactions for indeterminate beams. We're now moving on with the influence line diagram. So influence line diagram shows the reactions here and at what at only one point but different positions of loadings. Okay. So kailan ba nagkakaroon ng influence line diagram? Okay. So for this problem, for this problem, we are going to determine, okay, we are going to determine the maximum reaction at P, maximum reaction at C, shear at point B, and the maximum moment at point D. However, the loads are not properly placed. So, binigay lang yung loads. 1.2 kilonewton per meter, 0.35 kilonewton per meter, and the live load of 8 kilonewtons. Binigay lang yung mga loads. Pero hindi natin alam, okay, kung saan dapat sila ilagay. So that we have the maximum reaction at B. Hindi ibig sabihin class para ma-maximize mo yung mga ito, ay ilalagay mo lang to lahat. Halimbawa, uniform load yan, ilagay mo yan sa buong span. Live load, ilagay sa buong span. Concentrated, okay. Ito nga concentrated, ito yung medyo mahirap talaga. Saan natin siya ilalagay? Okay? Pero hindi ganun class, no? Yung uniform load, ibigay lang sa buong span. Because we have to draw the influence line so that we can maximize yung response ng mga unknowns na to. Okay, how to do that? Okay? Okay, so to draw the influence line, we have to, okay, we have to, okay, from the given structure, we have to remove the restraint corresponding to the response function whose influence line is desired to obtain the release structure. Halimbawa, pagka-reaction, if you want to draw the influence line for the reaction at the support, you have to, halimbawa sa problem na to, you have to, kung malaman natin to, no, maximum reaction at B, you have to remove the restraint at point B. Tatanggalin mo to, class. Okay? And then, anong next daw? Apply a small displacement or rotations. Case na to, class, mag-a-apply tayo ng displacement. So, itong bar na to ay straight pa rin yan. Okay, straight siya. Ngayon, tinanggal lang natin yung support. Imagine natin, ito lang tinanggal mo, point B. So, sa point C, nakadikit pa rin siya. Point C, nakadikit pa rin, tinanggal natin yung point B, at imagine mo na itutulak mo siya pataas. Itutulak mo to pataas, anong mangyayari dyan, class? Okay? So, ayan, umangat siya. Ito yung original position niya, horizontal. Ito yung original position of the beam. Ngayon, tinulak mo siya paangat dito. Okay. Doon sa mismong tinanggalan mo ng support. Bakit doon mo siya tinanggalan ng support? Kasi you want to identify, ito muna i-solve natin, guys. The maximum reaction at B. Ano yung minamaximize mo ni reaction? Tanggalin mo yung support doon and apply 1 unit load. Okay, so tanggalin mo to, class. Iangat mo siya. Ano mangyayari? Kadikit pa rin siya sa point C. Aangat yung beam natin. And then, i-close lang natin. So, ano daw yung unit neto, class? No? Sabi doon sa principle, yung height net na inangat mo is a 1 unit of displacement. 1 unit of displacement. Now, anong purpose niyan? Okay, so this 1 unit will help us to identify the highest magnitude of your influence line. Okay, so kailangan natin yung highest magnitude na yan, class. Now, to solve that, we will just use ratio and proportion. Okay? Ito, hindi pa natin to alam, yung 9/7. Pero para ma-solve yun, class, mag-ratio and proportion lang tayo. Okay? So, kung ito ay 1, using rise over run, so 1/7 is proportion to, let's say this is y, okay, y over the total length of 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is 9. Therefore, solving y, that is equal to 9/7. Okay? Y is equal to 9/7. Yan, kaya 9/7, guys. So, ngayon, later, mas-solve na natin yung maximum reaction at A. Paano? Okay? Influence line will help us to identify kung saan natin lalagay yung mga loads natin. Okay, unang-una, yung anyway, mamaya na natin ilagay yung load. Drawing muna natin yung mga influence line diagram nila. Example, dito naman sa maximum reaction at C. Okay? Maximum reaction at C, we are going to draw the influence line. Kapag pinapahanap yung maximum reaction, tapos hindi nakalagay yung mga load, first step mo lagi is to draw the influence line. Okay? So to draw to maximize the reaction at C, we have to draw the influence line diagram for the reaction at C. So, paano nga yung class? Okay? Tatanggalin natin yung support at C. Tanggalin mo lang yung class. Tapos nakakonect pa rin siya dito, ha, sa point B. Ano nga gagawin? After tanggalin, i-push mo siya pataas. So what will happen? Straight pa rin yung ating beam na nakakonect sa point B. Aangat lang siya dito, class. Yung beam natin, magiging ganyan. Straight yung ating beam, ha. Okay, nakakonect siya sa B. At yung B na yan ay hinge. So, rotate natin yun dyan. Okay, so, what will happen to our influence line diagram? Ganito na, class, yung itsura. Ayan, ito yung point B natin. Ano nga yung intensity nito class? Yung height nito, kung saan ka nag-apply ng displacement, anong value niyan class? That is 1 unit. So, kailangan din natin ma-identify 'tong height na 'to by ratio and proportion. Let's say that is y. So, by ratio and proportion, so we have rise over run, proportional 'yan, no? With this larger triangle. Kasi itong line na 'to is just a straight line. So, therefore, those two triangles are proportional. Okay? So, we have rise over run is proportion to rise over run, 1/7. So with that, makukuha mo na yung value ng y is equal to 2/7. Okay, so ito na yung value ng y natin. So naglalagay lang tayo ng negative class to indicate that this influence value is negative pababa. So mamaya, ma-appreciate natin yung negative value na to. Pag sinunod na natin yung mga reactions dito. Okay. So yan. Okay, next is shear at B. Maximum shear at B. How do we solve that? Kung sa reaction, tinatanggal natin yung support, how about the shear? Sa shear naman guys, pinuputol natin yung beam sa point na yon. Okay, ang gagawin natin class, puputulin natin yung beam. So, naging dalawang segment na siya. A hanggang D ay straight, tapos D hanggang C straight. Kaya ang gagawin natin, maglalagay tayo ng imaginary roller dito. Okay? So what will happen? It will slide. So ganito lagi ang slide class ha. Okay? Yung left span, hinati natin sa dalawa yan ha. Yung left span, tatandaan mo, bababa lagi siya. So yung beam natin, magro-rotate siya. Okay, pababa dito sa ating ginawang imaginary roller. So ano mangyari sa beam? Ito siya. Nakakonect pa rin siya sa B ha. Hindi natin tinanggal yan. Ito yung beam natin. Okay? Sa right naman, aangat. Laging ganun class gagawin mo, no? At nakakonect pa rin siya sa C ha. Yun. And that is your sequence line diagram for shear at C. Naglalagay tayo ng imaginary roller and then we will apply a 1 unit displacement pababa and then pataas sa right side. Okay, so lahat yan class, yung total height niyan is 1 unit. Itong tumaas na to, pag pinag-add mo to sa pababa, 1 unit lahat yan guys. Ito magiging itsura niyan. Yun ang influence line diagram natin. So how do we solve this? 4/7 and 3/7. Okay? So by ratio and proportion. By ratio and proportion. So kung ang sum nila ay 1, let's say this is y, x na lang, no? Itong height na to. Ang sum ng dalawang line ay 1, Okay? Ngayon, kung this is x, therefore, this is 1 minus x. So by ratio and proportion, rise over run, proportional din yung triangle na yan, yung dalawa. So rise over run, x over 4, what's this one? Is proportion to rise over run. Okay? Ano run niya? 3. With that, masasolve na natin yung value ng x. Okay. So x is equal to ayan, 4/7, no? Tama ba? 4/7. Lumabas. 4/7. Ayan. So, if this is 4/7, of course, yung sa baba, para maging 1 yung sum nila, 3/7 siya. So, we just put here a negative, okay, yan, negative sign. So, to indicate that is a negative influence. So, nasa baba siya ng ating horizontal line. Now, we also have one to identify this height. You also want to identify this height. Okay. To solve that, by ratio and proportion again, rise over run is proportion to rise over run. Okay? So, kaya yun, lalabas din yung same answer na 2/7. Sige, try natin nga. Yung din lumabas. Ratio and proportion. So, ito 2/7. Unknown yan Okay, over 2 is proportion to yung run niya, no? Is proportion to this triangle, no? 3/7. 3/7 over 3. Lang natin. Ayan yun, kung naka-fraction yan, 2/7. Okay, next, how about the influence line for moment at B? For the influence line for moment at B, gagawin naman natin class ay puputulin natin yung beam ulit sa point B. Puputol na siya. Pero, hindi roller ang ilalagay. Internal hinge. Pag hinge class, maro-rotate-rotate mo siya. Pero hindi mo talaga mapaghihiwalay. Unlike kanina sa shear, iba na paghiwalay natin. Dito si beam, bumaba. Isa naman nasa taas. Ganyan, umangat. Pero dito class, lagi dapat magkadikit yung endpoints nila. Maro-rotate-rotate mo lang yan. And then you will just apply a 1 unit rotation. Iniikot mo siya. And then nakakonect pa rin sa point B So paano maging ikot class? Take note, ganyan, maglagay ka ng internal hinge tapos ganito ang i-apply mo na rotation. Counterclockwise sa left, clockwise sa right na member. Ito yung member natin, ABD, tsaka DC, dalawa yung member natin, no? Pag inikot mo yan yung ganyan class, paangat lagi yung yan. Magiging ganito ang influence line. Aangat yung beam mo. Okay? So that is the influence line diagram. Connect lang natin dito para sa moment at B. Okay? 1 unit rotation. So how do we compute that? That 1 unit rotation, okay? Hindi 1 ang height nito. Kung sa reaction, kung saan mo tinanggal yung support dito kanina, 1 to sa C1 din to. Sa shear, ang sum ng dalawa is 1. But for moment, hindi to 1. Mali yan class Hindi 1. So what will be its height? We will derive no a a formula for the magnitude. Let's say may support ka dito, this one. Okay? Then you want to identify yung moment dyan. Let's say this is L1 and this is L2. You want to identify the maximum moment at point C. Di ba mag-apply nga tayo ng 1 unit rotation. Yung rotation nito class, okay, nag-rotate to, and then ito nag-rotate. 1 unit rotation. Ito na yung ating beam. So let's say this is theta A. This one is theta B. Take note class, if you add those two, theta A plus theta B, they will create a 1 unit. Unit yan class, di natin alam kung radian yan or degrees, basta 1 unit. And that is very small unit. Okay? So ngayon alamin natin tong height na to. Why? So how do we solve that? This is angle, we have right triangle. We can use tangent. So tangent theta A is equal to opposite over adjacent. Diba? Tapos sa kabila naman, tangent theta B is equal to opposite over adjacent. Okay? Now, paano natin matatanggal si tangent? Ganito class, no? Itong theta A, sobrang liit niyan. Itong unit na yan, yung 1 na yan, sobrang liit yung class. Hindi siya 1 radian, hindi siya 1 degree. 1 unit, sobrang liit na unit, sobrang liit na value. 'Pag halimbawa meron kang sobrang liit na value, sobrang liit na angle, 0.00001 parang ganyan 'yan, eh. Okay, equal lang 'yan, doon mismo sa value na 'yan, 0.00001. Try natin, input natin sa calculator. Okay, sample, okey. Tangent, 0.00001, okey. Equal 'yan saan? Tingnan natin. Ayun, oh, halos gano'n din, 0.0001. Okey, bababaan pa natin. Okey, gano'n, 'no, halos 0.00. Yun, okey. So, sobrang liit class. Almost same yung value. So therefore, we can just remove yung tangent. We can just say theta A is just y over L1 and then theta B is just y over L2. So add natin yung dalawa kasi alam natin pag pinag-add yung dalawa equal sa 1. So y over L1 plus y over L2 is equal to 1. Ngayon, multiply both side of the equation is equal to 1 yan, di ba? By L1, L2 para matanggal sa denominator, L1 times L2. Pag minultiply mo yan diyan class, so matatanggal si L1, cancel si L1 dito, so we have Y L2 plus dito naman is Y L1. That is equal to L1 L2. I factor out si Y, so we have Y L1 plus L2 is equal to L1 L2. So, y natin is equal to L1, L2 over L1 plus L2. So, that will be our formula for calculating the intensity of influence line doon sa hinahanapan natin ng maximum moment. Okay? Again, yung L1 is L1, L2, yung point na yun, papunta sa left support. And then, yung for L2 is yung point papunta sa right support. Okay? So, let's try to answer this problem. Okay? So, kakalculate na natin yung height nito class. Okay? Kakalculate na natin yung height doon sa point. Ito. Ito yung y natin dyan. So, ano yung L1? Ito yung point mo. L1 ay ito class. Hanggang doon lang sa left support. Ano yung L2? Hanggang doon sa right support. L. Okay? To calculate y, let's calculate the value of y. Y is equal to L1 plus L2. O ba? Tingnan natin yung kanina. So, yung formula natin, ito. L1, L2 pala. Multiply mo na. Sa baba, plus. Okay. L1 plus L2. L1 plus multiply po na. L1 times L2, 3 times 4 over 3 plus 4. So that is 12 over 7. Yung height nito is 12 over 7. Hindi 1 plus, ha? Okay? So what's next? Kunin mo rin 'to class 'no, lahat ng mga may height alamin mo 'yon, especially mga ends 'no, basta may makikita kang nag-close, kunin din natin 'to, yung height nito. Paano naging 8/7 'yun? By ratio and proportion pa rin itong similar triangle na 'to. Ayan, tsaka ito. They are just similar triangles. Okay, so let's substitute. So unknown, rise. Ito 8/7 unknown muna 'to, set natin unknown. Over 2 is equal to rise neto 12/7 over run. Yung run natin is 3 meters. Sorry, 12/7 over 3 meters. Solving x. So, ano yun? 8/7. Okay? Now that we already solved the influence line, it will help us to locate kung saan natin ilalagay yung mga load nito. So, dun muna tayo sa reaction at B. Ito yung influence line na dinowing natin. So, what does it mean yung influence line na yan? Okay. So, yung triangular load na yan above the horizontal line. Itong horizontal line, that is the original position of your beam, no? So, lahat ng nasa taas dyan is a positive influence. Positive. Lahat ng nasa baba niyan is a negative influence. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin nun? Halimbawa ito, negative, will result to a negative reaction. Ito naman will result to a positive reaction. Okay? So, dito naman, since shear ito, itong positive na to will result to a positive shear. Yung baba naman will result to a negative shear. Dito naman, will result a positive moment. This one will result in negative moment. So, dun muna tayo class sa reaction at B. So far, lahat naman ng ating area is positive. So, walang negative na area. Kasi ganitong gagawin nyo guys. Pag may positive at negative area kayong nakikita. So, you have to compare kung ano mas malaking area. Positive ba or a negative area. Okay? Bago mo ilagay yung loads. So, dito class, ang case na to, puro positive area. Ibig sabihin, ilalagay natin yung load. Okay? Ilalagay natin yung load sa taas ng area na yan. Okay? Yung dead load, lalagay natin. Kung nasaan mo nakita yung positive area, sa taas nun, ilagay mo siya lahat. Ganon din yung live load. How about the concentrated load? Yung concentrated load, ilalagay natin sa may pinakamataas na intensity, which is 9/7. Okay? So, ang goal dito is to calculate the reaction at B. Di ba pwede tayong mag-sum moment at C? Okay, try natin. Sum moment at C. Okay. Summing moment at C to solve the reaction. Okay na class, nalagay na natin pala yung load ha. So, pwede na tayong mag-solve ng reaction at B. And that reaction at B is the maximum reaction. Okay, kasi yung load natin is moving. Okay, pag hindi nilagay yan dyan class sa ating beams, ibig sabihin yan, moving load yan. Kahit saan mo pwedeng ilagay. Okay, mag-moment ka ako kay C ha. Okay, so we have -8. Counterclockwise is positive. Clockwise is positive, no? Unknown si B, alpha x times, itong distance na to, from B to C, is 7. Ito yung distance ha. Sulat natin. 7 meters. This is 2 meters. Okay, so mag-moment lang ako sa C. X times 7, clockwise, no? Minus 8 times 9. Okay, minus the uniform load. Pagsamahin ko na yung uniform 1.2 plus 0.35. Okay, base times height. No, height pa lang to. Times base na 9. Okay, times 9. Times 9 over 9 times 9 over 2. Okay. That is equal to 0. Nag-moment lang ako sa C Makuha ko yung reaction at B. 19 So, 19.254. Nag-moment lang ako kay B. Reaction, ay, sa C pala, no? Reaction at C is 19.254 kilonewton. So, aside from taking equilibrium equation, pwede natin gamitin yung influence line diagram mismo. Okay? Ito mismo ang gagamitin natin. So, how to do that? Yung influence line diagram. Ganito lang class, no? Same lang ang makukuha natin dyan. Yung load na to, yung intensity, yung concentrated, imu-multiply mo sa intensity. Yung 8, multiply mo ng 9/7. Okay? Next, yung uniform load, imu-multiply mo naman sa area. Okay? Yung 0.35, i-multiply mo doon sa area. Okay, ng ating, pwede mo na nga magsamahin kasi parehas naman yung 0.35 tsaka 1.2 naka-multiply dito sa area na to. Pwede mo na silang pagsamahin na dalawa. Okay, itong 0.35 plus 1.2, parehas silang i-multiply dito sa area ng triangle na yan. Okay, 1.2 rin, multiply doon sa area ng triangle. 1/2. Kaya nga sinolve natin yung height nito, class. Okay? Kasi that is very important, yung mga area ng triangle na yan. Multiply natin dyan yung ating uniform load. Okay? Ngayon, i-perform mo na yan. Solve na natin yung class. No? So, we have, dapat same yan doon sa reaction at C. So, 8 times 9/7 plus 0.35. I-add ko na class 0.35 plus 1.2. Okay? Then, multiply ko siya sa area of triangle. 0.5 times 9/7 times 9. Ang answer is, yan, 19.254. 19.25. Okay? Same answer, different approach. Pero, again, hindi mo magagawa itong mag-equilibrium equation hanggat hindi mo alam yung location ng load. So, it is necessary to draw the influence line diagram. Then after that, pwede mong gamitin yung influence line diagram para ma-solve yung pinaka-question. Okay. So, yon. Next naman natin is dito tayo sa influence line sa maximum reaction at C. Okay, drawing natin yung beam. Tingnan natin kung saan natin papatong yung mga loads natin. Eto class, no? Ang dead load, tandaan nyo, bigat yan ng beam. Self-weight yan. So, actually, ito, hindi mo na pinag-iisipan kung saan siya ilalagay. Kasi laging mag-aakyat on the entire length of your beam. Sa buong length ng beam, lagi siya mag-act. Okay? Yung live load lang talaga yung pinoproblema kung saan siya nilalagay. 0.35. Ngayon, meron tayong dalawang area dyan na pagpapatungan. Positive area and negative area. Pipiliin mo lang class kung sino ang mas malaking area dyan. At doon mo lang ipapatong yung live load natin. Sa case na to, mas malaki yung area ng positive. So yung live load mula lang sa B ilalagay hanggang sa C. Hindi mo bubuuin yan. So dyan lang yung live load. Okay? Tapos yung concentrated load din sa positive area na may pinakamataas na intensity. Ano yun? Itong 1 unit. So si 8 kilonewton, ipapatong mo doon sa 1 unit. And that's the case na pwede ka na mag-solve ng reaction at C. B pala, no? B. C pala, C. Sorry, C. Kanina to, B pa nun. Okay. Reaction at C tayo. Ito, solve natin. Pwede tayo mag-equilibrium equation. Mag-moment ka dito sa B. Ayan. Pero gamitin na lang natin mismo yung influence line. Okay? So, paano nga ulit yung class? Yung concentrated load, i-multiply doon sa intensity. Okay. Concentrated load, 8 times 1. How about the uniform load? Yung uniform load, i-multiply sa mga areas. Doon muna tayo class sa mga nakapatong sa positive area. Itong 0.35 tsaka 1.2 ha, kapatong sa positive area. So, plus yan. So, 0.35 times yung area na yan. 1/2 ng base. Okay? Base times height or 1/2 ng 1 times 7. Area ng triangle. Yung 1.2 class, papasok din yan sa positive area na 'to. Yun din yung area, 1/2 ng base times height. Pero may maipapansin tayo, may nakausli ditong dead load na nakapatong doon sa negative area. Okey, so pa-plus natin 'yan, pero isa-sum ka lang, magsa-sum ka lang, ha. Pero yung intensity niya is negative, yung height niya is negative, okey. Puwede dito mailagay yung negative, it's up to you. Puwede rin dito, yung mismong intensity niya. -2/7 yung kanyang intensity, kaya minus times 1/2 ng base times height. Yung height mo is negative, okey. So with that, mako-compute na natin yung answer natin, okey. So gawin natin 'no, 8 times 1, 8 times 1, and then i-add natin yung 0.35 plus 1.2, pinagsama ko na class kasi isa lang naman yung area na kung saan siya nakapatong, dito sa area na ito, which is ito class. So yung 1/2 ng base natin is 7 times height na 1. Then meron din tayong na-observe na dead load, which is 1.2. Eh, puwedeng i-minus na lang natin 'to agad, 1.2 kasi nakapatong siya sa negative area. Para itong -2/7 ipa-positive na lang natin siya. 1/2 ng base natin is 2, then the height of 2/7. Yan, makukuha natin yung answer na 13, okey, 0.082. That's the influence line. That's the purpose of influence line. So, actually gano'n na rin class ang solution sa iba. Mapa-shear man 'yan or moment, pare-parehas yan ng solution. Ipapatong mo lang yung load doon and then ia-add mo na lang yon gamit ng formula na 'to, okey? So, dito na tayo class sa shear at D. Determine the maximum shear at D. So, sa case na 'to may dalawang area ulit, may positive areas at may negative area. Pero mapapansin naman natin na mas mataas yung positive area. Kaya do'n natin ipapatong yung mga live loads. Do'n muna tayo sa dead load. Yung dead load buong length lagi yan, ha, tatandaan. Yung live load papatong natin doon sa mas mataas na area, okey? Do'n sa positive, yan, okey? And then the concentrated load, kung sa positive natin 'to pinatong yung mga live load, yung concentrated load sa positive din. Ano ba mataas na intensity ng positive? 'Di ba yung 4/7. Dito natin siya ipapatong. Okay, so that is how we place the loads. Okay. So kumpitin natin class, yung magiging value. O, unahin muna natin si 8 kilonewton. Si 8 nakapatong sa positive 4/7. Okay. Then dito sa area na 'to, may dead load tsaka live load, pagsamahin na natin 'yan. Plus yan 'no. 0.35 tsaka 1.2. 0.35 plus 1.2 kapatong sa area na ito, itong triangle na 'to. 1/2 ng base, ang base natin diyan is 4 meters 'to 'no, 4, and then height na 4/7. Meron pa tayong positive dito, okey, yung dead load at live load ulit ang nakapatong diyan. Okey, i-add natin na yung both dead load and live load, 0.35 plus 1.2. Okay, multiply lang natin sa area kung saan siya nakapatong. So that is 0.5, 1/2 ng base, which is 2. So yung base niya 2, and then the height of 2/7. And then may negative area tayo, so minus. Okay, yung nakapatong lang diyan is dead load, ito class. Okay, multiply lang natin sa area, 1/2 ng base na 3 meters times the height, okay, times the height na 3/7. So, ngayon makukuha na natin yung shear at C. Shear at C is, ayan, 6.042. Yan, 6.0145. Okay, 0.142. Sige nga class, kung na-gets, okay, kayo na nga ang kumuha ng maximum moment dito sa point D. Ito, of course, you are going to use the influence line diagram for moment at D. Sige class, kayo na ang kumuha dito. Maximum moment at D. 21.64. Yun, tama. Okay? 21.64. Ganyan, nakapatong yung loads. So, let's try to solve this problem. The following are identified as expected loadings to the beam shown below. Dead load 3.6, concentrated load 22 kilonewton, and uniform moving load 12.4 kilonewton per meter. Calculate the maximum shear that could develop at the section just before the point A. Shear, no? Maximum positive shear that could be developed at the section just after point A. Maximum moment that could be developed at point A. Okay, isa-isayin natin class. Doon muna tayo sa maximum shear that could be developed at a section just before point A. Di ba pag maximum shear, ang ginagawa natin class, ay nag-a-apply tayo, hinahati natin si beam doon sa point mismo na yon. Yung problema, sa support. Okay? Support yung A eh. Kanina sa problem kasi, yung shear lang na hinanap sa gitna eh. Dito, sa support mismo. And may tinatawag tayo, pag shear class, may before the support and just after the point where the support. Okay? Pag sa support mismo ang pinag-uusapan. Ganito kasi yan class, no? Ito yung support. Ito yung beam. Ito yung beam, no? Dire-diretso yun dyan. Okay? Ngayon, let's say pin connected to, no? Ah, pin connected siya dyan. Ito may isa pang support. Yung ating roller siya, pero ganyan na lang din yung tsura. Ngayon, ang question is, ito yung support A natin, no? I determine, okay, the maximum shear that could be developed just before point A. Pagka just before point A, ito yung support na sa akin. Hatiin natin siya bago mapunta sa support. Diyan class. Diyan mo siya hatiin. At diyan ka maglalagay ng imaginary roller. Yan. Ito yung ating beam. Nahati sa dalawa. Okay. Diba, nag-a-apply tayo ng 1 unit deformation. Sa left, pababa. Sa right naman, taas. Ang tanong, aangat kaya to class? Itong nasa right. Aangat kaya to ng due to this deformation? Mapapaangat kaya natin to class? Eh dito natin siya hinati. Okay? Mapapaangat na natin to? Answer is, hindi. Hindi natin siya mapapaangat class, diba? Kasi dito natin siya hinati. Okay? Naka-support, naka-connect pa rin yan doon sa support. So, hindi mo siya class marorotate or mabababa ng 1 unit. Okay? So, therefore, ano lang yung bababa? Ito class, no? Bababa to. Since wala namang support dito class, kung may support lang dyan, gaganyan siya. Pero wala eh. May bababa itong beam na to, pag ganyan. eh, walang support dito sa left. So, anong mangyayari? Yung buong system niya, bababa siya dito. Ano yung itsura ng influence line diagram niya, class? Ito, bumaba. Drawing lang natin influence line diagram niya. Ito, class, bumaba ng 1 unit. Nasama, pati yung nasa left. Okay? Kasi wala namang support na kinakapitan to lahat. So, bumaba lahat siya ng 1 unit. Okay? Yun, 1 unit ang binaba. Ito na yung beam natin. Hindi dito na siya. Baba ng 1 unit. Ito, gagalaw ba siya? Yung sa right natin na span? Hindi po. No? Permanent lang siya dyan. Hindi siya makakaikot. Kasi kung titignan natin to nakakonect siya sa dalawang support. Hindi siya makakaikot. Nakuha niya lahat yung 1 na yon. Okay, ito, nakuha niya lahat yung 1. Okay? And that's the influence line. Ngayon, question, identify natin kung saan dapat nakalagay yung load. Okay? I-draw ko lang yung influence. Drawing tayo ng reference. And this will be the influence line diagram. Ganyan. Hindi gumalaw dito, yung beam na dito. So, straight line lang siya. So, wala siyang magnitude. Ito may 1, negative 1 to ha, kasi negative area. So, therefore, saan lang natin lalagay yung load? Yung dead load, buong length pa rin yan. Dead load. Yung live load, saan? Dito lang, class. Sa may area lang. Isang area lang naman yun eh. Negative area. Okay, dito natin ilagay yung live load. Okay, live load is uniform moving load. Yun yung uniform moving load, no? 12.4 kilonewton per meter. And then yung the dead load is the dead load is 3.6 kilonewton per meter. And then the concentrated load ay ito, no? 22 kilonewton. Kahit saan dito, parehas lang naman ng intensity to. Parehas 1 yan, uniform intensity. Okay, so 22 kilonewton. So we will now apply no, yung formula kanina, shear. Shear at C is equal to, so yung 22, dahil naka-apply siya sa negative, yan, negative 22 times 1. Then yung uniform load, dalawa na sila, no? Parehas silang nakapatong sa negative, okay, area. So that is 12.4 plus 3.6. Okay, multiply lang natin sa area. Rectangle yung nabuo nating influence line diagram. So negative, wala na, dito na yung negative ha. So 2 times area ng rectangle, 2 times 1. So with that, we can now calculate the shear at C. Okay. Shear at C is equal to negative 22 minus 12.4. Add lang natin dalawa kasi parehas silang nakapatong doon sa negative area na 2 by 1. Sir, wala bang nakapatong dito? Wala, no? Wala ka bang hindi mo ba isasama to, class? Sir, si dead load, nakapatong dito? Okay, wala naman siya pinapatungan na area. So, zero area lang din yung class. Wala ka na kailangang isama dyan. Yan lang yung class. Okay? So, answer natin dyan is negative 54. Check natin kung nasa answer kanina. Yes, no, negative 54. Negative kilonewton. Okay? Maximum shear. Okay, next naman nating class is yung question kanina na maximum positive shear that could be developed at the section just after point A. Ano naman yung mangyayari just after point A? So, ito yung support ulit. Ito yung beam. Okay? Ito yung support A. Hinge yun dyan. Ito yung support B. Ngayon, putulin natin siya after point A. Dito mo puputulin. Okay. Naka-connect to sa point A ha, itong hinge na 'to, yung support. So, naputol na 'to sa class. So, maiaangat na ba natin siya? Kasi 'di ba, sa right aangat pataas, sa left aangat pababa. Maiaangat na ba natin yung nasa right side? Yes, aangat na siya, given na naka-connect pa rin siya diyan, okey? So, anong mangyayari sa ating beam? Aangat siya ng pagano'n. Ito yung ating beam 'no, umangat siya, pero naka-connect pa rin dapat dito, Tapos nag-apply tayo ng ilan yung i-a-apply natin dito? Sum dapat yun na magkabilaan 'no, yung pababa, yung isa paangat. Pero yung question natin, bababa ba 'tong nasa left side? Bababa ba 'to class? Okay. The answer is hindi po 'no, diyan pa rin siya sa point na 'yan. Hindi siya bababa, okey? 'Pag support, kapagka left support at just before the support, yung left ang gumagalaw. Just after the support, yung right side ang gumagalaw. Gano'n lang ang palatandaan. Pero 'pag nasa midspan 'yan, both sides gumagalaw. Yung left pababa, yung right umaangat. So what will be the drawing for influence line? Okay, do-drawing natin yung influence line. Dito ko na lang drawing siguro. Aangat dito, dito walang pagbabago, horizontal pa rin. Naka-connect pa rin sa point B, So ganyan po ang influence line diagram niya. Ngayon, dahil kapag shear kasi pinaghahatian lagi yan ng dalawa. Balikan natin yung kanina okay? Ito dahil yan due to shear 'to yung height na 'to, 1 lagi yung sum niyan, pinaghahatian nung pataas tsaka nung pababa, yung 1. Pero dahil isa lang yung gumalaw, okay, automatic 1 na lahat ang makukuha niya, okey, 1 na ito. Okay, so ang goal na lang natin makuha 'tong height na 'to for the purpose ng paglalagyan natin ng mga load, okey. So, let's say this is y by ratio and proportion, y over 1.2 is proportion to 1/8. So y is equal to for the value of y, hmm, ano nga ba wait. So we have 1.2/8. Okay, so that is 3/20 or 0.15. Okay, 0.15. So we'll just put the loads. Of course, yung dead load dapat laging nasa whole length of your beam. Laging nandiyan si dead load. Okay, full length of the beam. Okay, so that is 3.6 kilonewton per meter. Then the live load, pili ka lang kung ano mas mataas. Obviously, mas mataas yung positive area dyan. Okay. So dyan natin lang ilalagay yung live load natin. Hanggang doon lang sa point B. Okay. And then, that is called 0.4 kilonewton per meter. Then the concentrated load, dito naman siya ngayon. Okay. That is 22 kilonewtons. So, pwede na natin i-solve ngayon class yung shear at A, to the right. Okay? Meron tayong to the left kanina, ngayon naman to the right of the support. So, solve natin. Okay. So, we have 9 na natin si 22, nakapatong sa positive 22 times 1. And then plus, meron tayong dalawang area. Ito yung plus. Nakapatong sa positive, si 3.6, tsaka 12.4. Parehas nakapatong doon sa positive area na 1/2 ng base natin is 8 times the height of 1. Then meron din tayong nasa negative area. Makikita nyo yung dead load natin umusli ng konti. Okay? Doon yan sa negative area. So negative 3.6. Multiply lang natin sa area of the triangle 1/2 ng base 1.2 times the height of 0.15. So mas-solve na natin yung shear at A sa right. Okay. So we have 22 times 1 plus 3.6 plus 12.4 times 0.5 times 8 times 1 minus 3.6 times 0.5 times 1.2 times 0.15. Answer natin dyan is 86. Check natin kung nasa choices. Ayun, 86 point. Oh, ba't iba? Okay. Answer is, should be 86, no? 86.676. Okay, 86.676 kilonewton. So, mali yung sagot ko dito, no? It should be, ay, 676. At 89. Please, 86. Let me check. With, times 1 pala, sorry. 85. Kulang naman. 0.6 plus 3.4. So, hanap ng 8 times 1 minus 3.6. Hanap 0.04. Answer is 85.76. Ito, B dapat, no B. 85.676. Okay? So, last question, moment at the support. Okay? Maximum moment at that support. So, 'di ba 'pag maximum moment, kung maaalala nyo kanina, sa simply supported leaf, 'pag gitna hinahanap natin, ang mangyari diyan, aangat lang siya, okey, ng aangat yun diyan 'no, ng distance y. Kasi nag-apply tayo sa left ng counterclockwise, sa right naman clockwise. Okey, kaso dito natin siya nilagay, okey? Parang ganito yan class, ito yung beam natin, hinati natin siya dito. Ngayon, iro-rotate natin. Dun mismo sa hinge nahati siya. Yun, nahati siya diyan. Pero naka-connect pa rin yan diyan, hindi siya mag-aalis ha. Okay. Support yun eh, hindi pwedeng umalis yun sa support. Dun mismo sa support naka-connect pa rin. Okay, pero pwede siyang umikot ha. Okay, ang tanong, makakaikot ba 'to? Kung may support siya naka-connect, makakaikot ba 'to? Kumbaga nakapatong siya sa dalawang support. Obviously, hindi, wala siyang ikutan. Hindi siya pwedeng umangat class, naka-connect to dito. okey. Hindi naman siya puwede bumaba kasi may support. Pero ito puwedeng umikot, 'di ba yung left lagi counterclockwise, dito is clockwise. So ito puwedeng umikot class, paano mangyayari? Magiging ganyan, pababa siya. Ito hindi makakaikot, yung right side. So ano magiging itsura ng influence line? Ito umikot, okey, ganyan lang. 1 unit rotation. Itong sa right side hindi umikot. Umikot 'to ng 1 unit, oh. So 1 unit 'to class, ito 2 meters yung length nito. Kung umikot siya ng 1 unit, ano kaya yung magiging magnitude niyan? Umikot siya ng 1 unit kasi hindi nakaikot yung isa, eh, kinain niya lahat yung full rotation. So supposedly paghahatian ng dalawa yung full rotation. However, isa lang yung nag-rotate, so therefore buong 1 unit siya. So ano yung magiging height nito? 'Di ba yung principle natin kanina, yung angle na 'to, hindi na natin kailangang i-tangent is equal to opposite over adjacent, yung 2. So therefore, ano 'to, 2 rin yun guys. Okey? So ngayon ipapatong na natin yung dead load and live load. Okay? Dead load and live load will now be, placed. Lagay natin yung dead load, 'yan. Buo lagi, dead load. That is 3.6 kilonewton per meter, okey. Live load, saan natin lang ilalagay yan class? Doon lang sa may area na mas malaki. Isa lang naman yung area diyan, ito lang, okey. Diyan si live load, patong. Si live load na moving load na 12.4 kilonewton per meters. So far ito yung ating mga loads. Sige, lagay natin, 12.4 kilonewton per meter. Then the concentrated load is 20. So apply na natin yung formula kanina. Okay, so the maximum moment at, A, we just multiply yung 22 with the negative 'to 'no, negative. Okay. Negative kasi negative yung area na 'to ha, nasa baba siya. Okay. Let's multiply this by okay, just multiply this by 2 and then the combination combination of dead load and live load, okay, live load and dead load, which is nakapatong sa area ng triangle. 1/2 ng base times the height. So far sila lang naman yun class 'no. So the moment at A is equal to, tignan natin, negative 22 times 2 times 2 minus 12.4 plus 3.6 times 2, negative 76. Check natin kung negative 76 talaga. Newton meter, yun, negative 76 moment after. Yun, tama lang naman na yung mga moment sa support ay laging negative. Okay? Negative lagi ang moment sa support. Okay? That is a uniform. If that is a simply supported beam. Okay? So that is influence line diagram for simply supported beams. And the purpose now of influence line diagram is to calculate the maximum response of a beam in terms of reaction, shear, and moments. Now let's try to solve the problems in influence line diagram naman. Influence line diagram for trusses. Okay, din kanina sa beams, now let's move on trusses. Now for trusses, okay, it is very particular with certain member. For example, what is the influence? what's the maximum response of member BH, yung pinakamataas niya na may experience na force given with the moving loads. Ito kasi interest na class, usually ginagamit siya sa bridge. 'Di ba ang mga load dyan ay mga moving cars. So, so that the member BH will experience varying force. Pwede siyang maging compression, pwede siyang maging tension. Okay? But how do we calculate the maximum response? Yung pinakamataas na load na pwede niyong experience. So, ganito lang gagawin natin class. Okay? So, alamin natin yung pinaka-bottom chord kung saan dadaan yung load. Ito yung bottom chord natin. As may mga joint dyan. Joint F, G, H, I, and J. So, what we're going to do is to place the load, 1 unit load. Okay? 1 unit load every joint. Okay? Magsimula tayo at a distance 0. Tapos, alamin natin dito yung actual force niya. The easiest way to do is to use, no, to identify its actual forces by using method of sections. Okay, method of sections tayo dyan. Pero but before that, let's solve first the reaction, no, at the support dito. Kasi pag nag-method of section tayo, we are going to cut this considering left. Pag consider natin yung left, makikita natin yung reaction dito. So that's why we have to solve the reaction at the left support. So let's say moment at J is equal to 0, clockwise is positive. So we have RFB, clockwise yan, times the distance 8, minus 1 times 8. Solve ngayon si reaction at F, 1 lang din naman yan. Ngayon, if we cut this section, considering left, okay, pag kinat natin yan, okay, kapag web, tawag natin dito class is web member, sa taas top chord, sa baba bottom chord. Now to identify this unknown, di ba, may slope yan na 3/2. Okay, 3/2, bakit? Height niya, 3. Run is 2. Slope siya na 3/2. And then the hypotenuse is the square root of 3 squared. Okay, so we have 25 meters na simply supported. Now, calculate the maximum reaction of the support. Pag di ba maximum reaction, we have to draw the influence line diagram. So regardless kung alin man dyan, parehas lang naman yun kasi simply supported. So we draw the influence line diagram. Paano nga in class? Dito man tayo sa number 1. Pag nagdo-drawing ng influence line diagram for the support, di ba tinatanggal yung reaction? And then we apply na umangat siya ng 1 unit. So, angat ngayon yan. Ito yung magiging influence line niya. Influence line diagram. Anong height na ito? 1. 25 meters to. Okay, ngayon, ilalagay na natin to, moving load na to. Take note less, 4.3 meter apart siya. So, hindi pwedeng ano yan pagtabihin. Or I mean, pagpatungin. Dahil magkahiwalay lang yan. So, anong gagawin natin class sa load na yan? Yung mas malaki, doon mo lagi siya ilalagay sa mas mataas na intensity. Okay, dito natin siya ilalagay. Diyan. Yung 142.4. Tapos, at the distance of, given distance nila, na 4.3 meters, andun naman yung isa niyang axle. Okay, na 35.6. Di ba para makuha yung maximum support reaction? Okay. So, ang ginagawa natin, yung force times the intensity. Or 142.4 times yung 1 na intensity. However, hindi natin alam yung intensity nito. Tawagin natin siya y. Ano yung magiging height niyan? By ratio and proportion. Y over rise over run. Guys, ano ba length nito? 625 minus yung 4.3 is proportion to rise, yung pinakamalaking triangle, over run. Yung flux, no? So with that, masosolve mo ngayon yung value ng y. So, natin, 25 minus 4.3 over, answer natin dyan, 0.828. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, itong y, o itong 35.6, i-multiply lang natin sa 0.8. So, ano answer? Okay, so natin, 142.4 times 1 plus 35.6 times 0.82, 171.9. 171.877 kilo. Okay? Next, maximum moment in the girder. Hindi natin alam kung anong position nun, class. Pero katulad lang to ng problem kanina. Ayan, yung identifying the maximum moment. Okay? So, ganun lang din ang i-apply natin dito, class. Kapag may moving load. So, alamin muna natin. Pwede naman magbaliktaran yung class, no? Ito ko na lang ilagay si, si 140. Pwede lang magbaliktaran yung load na yun. So, ito naman si 35.6. Kunin ko yung resultant nila, ha? So, yung resultant niya ay, yung resultant niya class. I-add natin. 42.4 plus 35.6. So, that is 178. Ngayon, magbabarigments tayo, hanapin natin tong distance x. Okay? Doon tayo magbarigments lagi sa may higher load na. 178 times x is equal to 142.4 times 0 kasi papunta sa kanya yung moment plus 35.6. Ang distance ng dalawang force ay 4.3 meters apart. So, makukuha natin ngayon yung x na equal sa 4.2, no? 4, ba? Ba't ang laki? Okay. So, 35.6 times 4.3 over 178. Ang distance nila ay 0.86. 0.86 meters. Ngayon, drawing na natin yung beam. Ito yung center line ng beam. Yung resultant, equidistance dapat siya. Yung resultant, yun, 178. Dapat equidistant siya with the higher load. Yes, dapat sila ng distance. 142.4. Ano ang distance nila? Kung equidistance yan, guys? I-divide mo lang tong 0.86 kasi ito yung x mo, distance ng dalawa. So, 0.86 divided by 2, that is 0.423 to. Ito rin 0.42. Okay. So, ngayon, yung mag-moment tayo dito, considering that we cut the section. That's why we have to solve first the reaction at A muna. Okay, solve muna natin to, class, kasi ito yung moment natin. Okay, summing moment, say this is B. Summing moment at B equal to 0, use clockwise is positive. So, we have RA times yung length ng ating beam ng girder is 25 meters. And then ito na yung moment natin na 178 minus 178. Ano yung distance niya? Puntang B. Kung ang kalahati nito ay 12.5, so si 12.5, babawasan lang natin ng 0.43 is equal to 0. Kuha natin yung reaction at A. Okay? So the reaction at A is dito sa kabila, 178, positive siya. Then 12.5 minus lang natin ng 0.40, 43 to 0.43 over 25. So 85.938. 85.98. Okay? Store ko lang to sa A. Tapos ngayon, imo-moment ko na siya, class. Okay, moment under 142. Mag-moment na ako. Mo-moment ko na to, papunta dun. Ang distance nito ay ano, 12.5 minus 0.43. Moment under P1, which is ito na yung maximum moment natin. So 85.938 multiply to 12.5 minus 0.43. Maximum MP1 natin. Or that is also the maximum moment of the beam. Moment under P1. Okay, so, i-store ko sa ipon. Times na lang natin 12.5 minus 0.43. Okay, 1,037.8. 1,037.8 kilonewton meters. Answer, letter B. Okay. Calculate the maximum shear at the midspan. So, sanabi na yung point, oh, midspan. Di ba pag nagka-calculate tayo ng maximum response, we have to draw the influence line diagram. Kasi, at saka alam mo yung point, eh, maximum shear at midspan. Okay, so final question, maximum shear sa midspan. So, ito yung ating beam. Ikat lang natin sa gitna. Pagka shear, di ba, ikat natin sa gitna. Tapos, maglalagay tayo ng imaginary roller support diyan. Nahati sa dalawa yung roller, rather. Imaginary roller. Mahati sa gitna yung beam natin. Imaginary roller para mahati siya. So, yung right aangat, yung left bababa. Okay? So, sa midspan naman yan, class. Kung gitna yan, matik to, tag 0.5 na yan. Kasi 1 yung sum nilang dalawa, di ba? 0.5. Okay, so, regardless kung saan mo ilagay yung load, rest lang na makukuha dyan. So, dito na lang natin ilagay. Yung mas malaking load lagi, ha. Laging doon sa pinakamataas na intensity. Kasi yan ay axle load. Magkatabi lagi to. So, yung isa, nasa distance na 4.3 meters. So, dito yung isang load mo. Okay, so ito ay 142.4. Isa naman is 35.6. So, kunin na natin yung shear max. Just have to multiply the concentrated load doon sa kanya katapat na intensity. Okay, then yung isa namang load, 35.6. However, wala pa tayong intensity nito. Tawagin natin siyang Y. Yung kalahati nito, guys, ay kalahati ng 25, which is 12.5. So, magra-ratio in proportion tayo para makuha yung Y, ha? Okay, by ratio in proportion, so we have Y over rise over run. Ano ba yung run nito? Diba, 12.5 babawasan ng 4.3. Equal lang natin sa pinakabuong triangle, 0.5 rise over yung run na 12.5 buo. So, makukuha ngayon si y is equal to, tignan natin, 0.5 times 12.5 minus 4.3 over 12.5. So, answer natin dyan is 0.328. So, ito na, i-multiply natin dito. 0.328. So, the maximum shear is equal to 142.4 times 0.5 plus times 0.328. Answer natin dyan ay 82. Meron ba? Yan, 82.892 kilo. Okay. And that's it, no? For uh, structural theory, no? Involving influence line diagram and the maximum moment in a simply supported beam due to these moving loads.